is that time of the month. We have got the top 15 list, and this is the year anniversary of the top 15. I've got the Senate with me. How's it going, the Senate?
What's up, guys? It's been about a month or so. You know what time of the month it is.
We're making this. It's that time of the month with the Senate.
Time of the month,
that explains a lot, actually. But anyway, so to celebrate the year anniversary of this list and an ever-growing game that we have here in Galaxy of Heroes, we're actually changing this. It's no longer going to be a top 15 list. We're going to make it a top 25 list. How do you feel about that?
I think it's better because there really are a lot more than 15 really viable tunes across the game, and there just has to be because there's so many different modes now. So
we kept running this issue every month. There would be characters that got snubbed, and it just felt like those characters deserved the love. So I think this move made sense. The pollsters, we voted on it together. It was almost unanimous to expand this list to a top 25.
That's a good move.
So without any further ado, let's break down the top 25 list, the first ever top 25 list in the history of Galaxy of Heroes. Boba Fett comes in at number 25. Veers at 24. Ezra, my boy, at 23. Rex at 22. Death Trooper at 21. Crew is in at 20. Darth Vader at 19. Wow. That's a plunge for Darth Vader. Talzin is in at number 18. The Wampa is in at 17, and then Asajj at 16. Probably my biggest takeaway from this is that Vader, he was number 14 last month, and he has gone all the way down into number 19 on the list. Still getting love on the top 25, but he's just really fallen out of viability, and I think that's really mostly in part due to Traya.
You know, it's a bummer because I'm still running Vader in Arena. I'm gonna unlock Traya in a few hours, and then he's gonna go back on the bench, and I think that's probably why he's dropped. Yeah, when we get our Sith Raid rewards, I'm gonna hit over 145. I've got I'm at 142 right now, so even if I get last place, I'm unlocking Traya. I had to sell some mods to get the credits even to level her to 85. I have all the gear and everything, but I literally didn't have enough credits, so I had to sell some mods, and now I'm all set to go. So I think that's probably why Vader is why he's dropped so much. Is that
I'm pretty disappointed as well to see Wampa falling out. We had Wampa was in at number 12. He's all the way down to 17. And Asajj is just outside of the top 15, but at least now that we have a top 25 list, she's getting some love on the list. I'd really like to see also Ezra be a bit higher. I feel like Ezra's underrated. Tell me if you agree with me. Here's my reasoning. In my opinion, he's part of the second best arena team in the game right now, and he is also very viable in raids now. We have a Jedi team that works very well in Phase 2, so he's got some all-around game usability, which really helps get these characters up there on the list. Do you feel like Ezra's underrated as well?
Yeah, I think that he's a everybody, when you think about a Jedi team, you're going to think about Bastila. Bastila now. You're going to think about Hermit Yoda, General Kenobi.
Make sure you pronounce it right. Don't make that mistake.
It's Bastila. Okay. So if you don't think about Ezra as like the integral Jedi that's needed to make the team click, but he really is, because he's the big damage dealer. I mean, his special, especially when you Zeta Flourish,
his DPS is huge,
wreck.
Especially going against Traya. Because of Ezra, if I'm going against Palpatine lead teams with Traya, I'm usually able to take Traya out before she even takes a turn.
Yeah, that's huge, especially because her build. I mean, she's so good. I mean, you're going to see her up at the top of the list, and so Ezra's really good. I like running him personally in like territory battles with BB-8 and like a JTR team even, because you can call BB-8 to assist, and then BB-8 will call somebody else to assist. That's like 5 attacks. I mean, that's a pretty good combo that I found. I mean, obviously you're not going to run that in Arena or anything, but he's really fun. He's fun to use.
The game's about more than Arena, though.
Yeah.
So, cool. Let's break down now the top 15. We'll move on to 15 through 11. We got number 15, Bastila, coming in at number 15, making it straight into that top 15, her first month in consideration. Number 14 is Nest. 13 is Hermit Yoda. Raid Han comes in at number 12, and Palpatine at number 11. So I am stoked to see Bastila on here. I think she's underrated. Obviously, I'm biased, but I just feel like she is that leader that really makes one of the best arena teams in the game click, and she has a ton of raid viability in it phase 2. So I kind of feel the same with her and Ezra. I feel like Raidhan might be a bit out of place here as well. I think out of all of the, I mean, he's down from, let's see, he was number 11 last month. He's in at number 13 or number 12 this month, down one spot. But I feel like he's perhaps a bit overrated. What do you think about this group of 5?
Yeah, I think Raidhan definitely has less viability than like a Vader even still, or Wampa, or even a Asajj for sure, especially Bastila. So I think people probably just they really don't have their hands on Bastila so far, and so, but her lead is essentially like the new Rex. It seems like, where you can just run her at low gear.
Oh, don't throw that kind of shit on my girl.
It's just the fact of the matter. I ran against the first day that Bastila dropped this guy that's the Chinese whale, resident whale in my arena. He threw her in at 3 stars, gear 9 as the lead, and I looked at that and I was like, for real? Come on now.
That's
this
easy.
guy swaps from Nightmare with Traya to run Bastila at gear 9. I was like, this is a joke, right? And then I fought him with my normal Nightmare team, and I just about lost it. Like, I had to really, really focus.
I'm actually impressed that you won that with a Palpatine lead without Traya.
It was insane.
I'm impressed.
Insane. I was so close to losing.
That team counters everything that the Nightmare team is. Looking at numbers 10 through 6. Number 10, we've got Grandmaster Yoda. His first, let's see, I believe that is Yoda's first appearance on the list ever. R2-D2 is number 9. General Kenobi is number 8. BB-8 is number 7. And we actually have a tie for numbers 5 and 6. So I'm going to tell you both of those, and we'll break down the top 4. But Darth Nihilus and Darth Sion both tied for 5 and 6. So we'll just call them both 5.
I think we had a little bit of a Sith triumvirate. What do you think?
For those of you who don't know my brother, the Senate is always making jokes like this. I would expect nothing less in one of these videos. So what are some of your other takeaways from this group of 6, I guess?
It's really interesting because other than Grandmaster Yoda, obviously, the other 4, R2-D2, General Kenobi, BB-8, and Nihilus, Sion, they've all been in the top 5. BB-8,
right.
GK, R2, especially for the past better part of last year, and so it's interesting how they've been kind of overrun by other characters, but they're still really important. Obviously, they're still hugely important. General Kenobi more so in arena now. Grandmaster Yoda, and I guess he goes in the Bastila team, but it's kind of sad because I Zetaed his leader, but his leader is already obsolete now that Bastila is released, which is kind of upsetting, but he's still good in phase 1, so.
Not salty. I'm not salty.
I'm not salty. I Zetaed it. I'm still chilling on 3 Zetas. 3 Zetas all ready to go for Traya, so Traya +1.
I think it's really interesting that General Kenobi bumped up a spot as well. He's been trending down for months now. I mean, he was number 1. Our first ever number 1 on the list was General Kenobi. He was very quickly overthrown by CLS, and then he stayed in the top 5 forever until May, when he was kicked down to number 6, and then last month he was all the way down to number 9, and now he's going back up to number 8. And so I think that just that resurgence of his viability in that Bastila lead team is definitely driving that, in my opinion. Nihilus and Sion, I feel like they just make sense. I mean, they're still part of the best arena team, in my opinion. They do have raid viability. A lot of people underplay that because of how valuable they are in arena, but they also have a lot of viability in raids as well. I mean, who doesn't love just an automatic 100,000 damage from Annihilate in any phase of any raid anywhere?
Oh yeah, that plus Sion, really, I just recently got my Sion to 7 stars, and he really bumps up the damage for a Sith team, like a Palpatine lead with Nihilus and Vader and Sion, and then another few. I can't remember exactly what I'm running, but when you get pain on him and he uses his, you get pain on Nihilus or on the enemy Sion, and then you use his special, he really puts out damage. He bumps up the damage a lot for raids, and so a lot of people don't have him 7 stars. Maybe they're not seeing that yet. Nihilus, a lot of people are going to have him maxed already, but right. They're both. I would say it's fair. They're both equal. They're essentially kind of they're just a pair. I mean, you run them together anywhere you go, pretty much.
Right. All right, breaking down the very top of the list, the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 4 is Commander Luke Skywalker. He's pretty much been locked in that spot since May. Nothing new. Rey Jedi Training comes in at number 3. This is the first time she's been out of the top 2 since February, so that's very notable. And then for the first time, unprecedented in the history of the top 15, now top 25 list, we have a tie for first place. Grand Admiral Thrawn and Darth Traya are the number 1 character together. The couple.
It's surprising. I think it's not that Thrawn isn't good, because obviously he's very, very, very good, but I just think Traya is probably better than him. I don't know. I mean, especially now that Traya is overrunning the arena, Thrawn he can take a pass on that triumvirate team, them and Sith Trooper and another. I mean, he's not like a must-have for arena, and so that kind of surprises me that he's so far up there. But I think it's not. I mean, and also going along with how Rey Jedi Training's dropped down to 3, I don't think that means that she's any worse now or less useful. It's just Traya's here, so she's getting more. Right. Everybody's getting her, and that's just kind of the way that it's just gonna be that way.
I can see this one both ways. I think a big reason why I like Thrawn in at number 1 is because I feel like he still has more all around usability. In the game, his capital ship is really, really solid. It's going to make him invaluable in territory wars, especially, and in territory battles on the dark side. But at the same time, Traya is just so dominant in the arena right now. She does need that supporting cast of the Triumvirate. And she's a part of some really solid raid teams as well. People are finding a lot of people haven't realized her raid viability because they've only had her at 5 stars, but we're starting to see a lot of that raid viability. So I can kind of see it both ways. I see the conflict. I can see why the pollsters ended up having a hung jury, I guess, on number 1. I'm also intrigued a bit by Commander Luke Skywalker staying this high on the list. Why? I think some people may ask, why not Nihilus and Sion over Commander Luke Skywalker? They roll him in the arena. And I think Commander Luke Skywalker being in at number 4 is an evidence to all of you that this is not an arena list. It is not intended to be. Sometimes it feels that way because arena is one of the most important game modes. But Commander Luke Skywalker, he does have use in the arena. He doesn't have a meta use in the arena right now, but he's going to be super, super invaluable in raids, in territory battles, in territory wars. He is still one of the most all-around, well-rounded characters we have in the game, and so even though his arena viability has taken a bit of a hit in recent months, he still stays in that spot on the list, in my opinion, just because of how usable he is in every other area of the game.
Definitely. CLS is, I mean, he's the easiest way to solo the Rancors. Just plug CLS in with, Raid Han and whoever else you want, and you can solo the Rancor.
It's done.
And so I think that's, for me at least, I'm really appreciative of my CLS, because there's nothing like, just popping them into the Rancor and just, going to the bathroom, coming back 5 minutes later, and it's just about done. That's a very satisfying
This is a bathroom
thing.
Game, let's be real.
That's a very satisfying thing to do.
In the comments, let us know who plays Galaxy of Heroes while they are on the John.
Guilty.
Guilty. All right, that rounds out the list for this month. Now, I know what you guys are probably more excited for is the top 15 tournament. And so now we're top 25. I'm still going to do 16 characters on the tournament, but this is going to be, we're going to do this here right now. We're going to film another video. It's going to be posting here next week, so stay tuned for that. And I'm showing you the bracket right now. Now, like I promised last month, I made a tweet about this for those of you who didn't see. We are going to sub out characters who aren't interesting in the 1v1 scenarios like BB-8 and Hermit Yoda, so we're taking them out. And then I also posted a Twitter poll to see who you guys want as that 16th character. We're going to do 15 characters and then add a 16th. And so some characters that ended up making it in there that weren't there initially is the Wampa. He's taking the place of Hermit Yoda. Asajj is taking the place of BB-8. And then the people voted and they wanted to see Ezra in the top 15 tournament, and so Ezra will go up against Commander Luke Skywalker as the 16th seed. And then I also did do some shuffling around. These seeds aren't based exactly on this list. I did a little reordering based on how characters have performed in the tournament prior. So at the conclusion of this video, check the description. There is a link on how you can fill out your bracket to make your predictions, and then stay tuned for that video next week. All right, if you guys liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do so. And as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.